Welcome back to that God Power channel. This is the channel where we're going to unlock the God Power laying dormant on the inside of you. But first today, what we're going to do is continue breaking down the book of Genesis because we've been breaking it down. And last time we did chapter 8. So naturally, we're going to be on Genesis chapter 9 today. And chapter 8, it was a detail on what happened after the flood waters came up, how he let out the bird to go see if the flood waters were down. Now in chapter 9, we're going to see how they repopulated the earth. So it's not a long chapter, but it is good. So let's go ahead and break it down. So it starts off, then God blessed Noah and his sons and told them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth, all the animals of the earth, all the birds of the sky, all the small animals, all the things that scurry along the ground, all the fish in the sea will look upon you with fear and terror. And maybe, when I read this the first time, I was thinking, you know how when you get close to an animal and they're just like, oh, and then they run away? This is why. Like, it finally answered that mystery for me. So it's like when the animals are just approaching a human being, they're filled with fear and terror, and that's biblical. I have placed them in your power. I have given them to you for food, just as I have given you grain and vegetables. So that should end the debate of, I know he's going to detail like what's clean and unclean, but literally he just said he gave us all the animals for food, bro. Just like vegetables and grain. But you must not, here's the restrictions right here. But you must not ever eat any meat that is still has the lifeblood in it. So you don't want to eat like living animals with the lifeblood in it. And I will require the blood of anyone who takes another person's life. So there's a life for a life. He's going to require the blood. And anyone who murders a fellow human being must die. If anyone takes a human's life, that person's life will also be taken by human hands. For God made human beings in his own image. Now be fruitful and multiply and repopulate the earth. Now, I think this is where the initial concept of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth comes from. Like, if you harm a human being, you're going to die by human hands, according to the word. That's really early concept of an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, which you'll hear later on in the Bible. I don't know if it repeats itself in this story or not, or this book, this chapter, Genesis, but it does come back in the Bible later. So then God told Noah and his sons, I hereby confirm my covenant with you and your descendants and with all the animals that were on the boat with you and the birds and the livestock, all the wild animals, every living creature on earth. Yes, I'm confirming my covenant with you. Never again will flood waters kill all living creatures. Never again will flood destroy the earth. So God gave a covenant to Noah and his sons, saying that he's never going to destroy the earth like that again with a flood. He's also said that he's never going to wipe out all living creatures on the earth again, which is pretty nice. You know what? So people always say that the end of the world is coming. The end of the world is coming. But look, bro, it's written. The end of the world's not coming. God just said he's not going to do that again. So, for all generations to come, I've placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is the sign of my covenant with you and with the earth. So when you see a rainbow, although in our society, the rainbow has been perverted and changed to mean something different originally, and what it should mean, a rainbow is God's covenant with the people. So when you look up, you should be like, God's never going to destroy the earth with a flood again. And God, when he sees the rainbow, that's what he's reminded of that as well. When it's in clouds over the earth, the rainbow will appear in the clouds. And I'll remember my covenant with you and all the living creatures. Never again will the floodwaters destroy all life. When I see the rainbow in the clouds, I will remember the eternal covenant between God and every living creature on the earth. So there's an eternal. Eternity means forever, way more than we can conceive. And God said that there is an eternal covenant between him and all the living creatures on the earth, meaning that that covenant cannot be overwritten. It can't be destroyed. It can't be taken away. Nobody can do anything to that. It is what it is. And God's word never comes back void. If he says something, it is what it is. It's not, there's no way around it, put it like that. And you can see that in any story in the Bible. If God said it, it happened. The sons of Noah who came out of the boat with their father were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. So if you've ever heard of the Canaanites, that's Ham's line. So now, just as we did with Adam and Eve, we went from Adam, we broke down the line of Cain. Abel didn't have a line because he got murdered. But then we broke down the whole line of Seth. And that's what got us, Seth's line got us to Noah. Now we need to break down Noah's line to see who is who, right? There's 3 sons that he has. So the whole earth, everybody that's alive today, comes from one of these 3 sons of Noah. Either Shem, Ham, or Japheth. Literally everybody that's around today comes from one of these people, because this is just after God wiped out every living human and being on the earth. So, from these 3 sons of Noah came all the people who now populate the earth after the flood. Noah began to cultivate the ground and planted a vineyard or a vineyard. A lot of people say vineyard, but when you say vine and then you say yard, it's a vineyard. One day he drank some wine and he had made, one day he drank some wine that he made and he became really drunk and he lay naked inside of his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, which Canaan is a person, Canaanites are a people. But Ham, the father of Canaan, saw that his father was naked and went outside and told his brothers. Then Shem and Japheth took a robe and held it over their shoulders and backed into the tent to cover their fathers. As they did, they looked the other way so that they would not see him naked. When Noah woke up from his stupor, he was drunk, bro. Noah was wasted. He learned what the youngest son had done. Then he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham. So he didn't curse Ham, even though it was Ham that he was punishing. He cursed Ham's son, Canaan. May Canaan be cursed. May he be the lowest of servants to his relatives. Then Noah said, may the Lord, the God of Shem, be blessed, and may Canaan be his servant. May God expand the territory of Japheth. May Japheth share the prosperity of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant. Noah lived another 350 years. That means he was up to 900 something years old. After the great flood, he lived 950 years and then he died. Bruh, let's break some things down. Okay, what happened with the being drunk in the tent thing? Noah, he had a vineyard. He planted some, he had some wine. So he was drinking his wine. He got drunk. So drunk that he probably was like, yo, it's hot, bruh. I'm about to start taking off the clothes. And he just laid down naked, right? So he's laying down naked in his tent. Now the youngest son, Ham, goes into the tent. He's like, oh, dad's naked in the tent. Oh no. So what does he do? Instead of covering him up, instead of like making it only between Ham and Noah that Ham saw him naked, Ham went out and told his brothers. It's like, yo, Shem and Japheth, bro, that is wasted, bro. And so they did the right thing. They responsibly, instead of even like went to go tell anybody else or the mom or whoever, they just took the blanket, walked in backwards and covered bro up so that he wouldn't have to bear the shame when he woke up. That's why I think that Noah cursed Ham's seed, because Ham should have just covered up Noah without exposing his shame. Now 3 people know about Noah's drunkenness instead of just Noah and Ham. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why Ham got punished, but I couldn't figure out why he got punished. I really had to look it up and research, and that's a mystery. It's a lot A lot of Bible scholars even wondering like exactly why bro got punished, or it wasn't even him, it was his son. Why did his son get punished? Anyways, that is the end of chapter 9. We're starting to repopulate the earth with Shem, Ham, and Japheth. In chapter 10, we're going to see the different bloodlines of those people. So it's going to be just like the chapter 4 and chapter 5, where we break down the different kinds of bloodlines. And we see where that leads us, because as we continue to go further, we're getting closer to the story of the Tower of Babel. So I hope you guys are enjoying this breakdown and learning something. And make sure you do something kind to other people today. Make sure you tell the people that you love them. And also, more importantly, make sure that you remember that you got that God power.
On your heart, tugging on your